Hello.
Then. Now.
Bow down to the queens.
Episode number 500.
Forever.
Looks like hell throws over.
Without any more further ado,
Together.
let's jump straight into the show. Hello, welcome to episode number, is it 23? Of the TEW IX Challenge Run. We're here for SmackDown for Friday, 16th of August 2024, the go-home show for SummerSlam, the final show before SummerSlam of any kind. And you've got a couple of big matches announced tonight, including our main event, which is the 2 out of 3 Falls clash between Angelo Dawkins and Carmelo Hayes. And we also have, what was the other matches I announced? There's apparently a sanctioned match between Tonya Breeze and Kayla Braxton, but we'll see what happens there. Something tells me that won't go off as advertised. And then also after the injury to Andrade last week, the Cyclone will team up with Angel Garza to take on the Revolution. And another match that I is escaping me right now. Tyler Breeze and Xavier Woods. That's actually the show opener. And the rest of the New Day are going to be here tonight alongside the King of the Ring winner. So any more further ado, let's jump straight into the show. Tyler Breeze and Xavier Woods don't seem to click. Okay, weird. That definitely wasn't a thing in 2020. But yeah, of course, Xavier Woods, he does pick up the win here. 10:49 with a Shining Wizard. 74 for Xavier Woods. 75 for Tyler Breeze, who actually outscores Xavier Woods. Okay. Sure, game. But yeah, then after the match, our king does take the microphone. He says, "Ladies and gentlemen, we are 48 hours away from your king, me, fulfilling that prophecy that I made all those years ago with my best friends Ian Kof, and finally becoming the final New Day member to capture a world championship here in WWE." Now, of course, if my two friends have been by my side my entire career here on the main roster, I'd be forsaken if I didn't, bring them with me to SummerSlam. So, ladies and gentlemen, please rise for Big E and Kofi Kingston of the New Day. Out they come, Big E and Kofi. They accompany Woods in the ring. And Big E goes, ladies and gentlemen, we are just 48 hours away, as Woods said, from the biggest moment in the history of the New Day. You see, when we formed 10 years ago to the day, next month, in fact, we were told that it was never going to work out. Hell, Kofi was told it was a waste of his career to join up with us, because we were preachers. We were never going to go anywhere. And now me and Kof, being in the New Day and having the power of positivity and the backing of all of y'all, took us both to become world champions. Now is the turn of Xavier Woods. Sunday night, he walks down this aisle right here in Phoenix. He beats one of the greatest world heavyweight champions we've ever seen here in WWE, and he fulfills that prophecy, and we all stand here as WWE World Heavyweight Champions. And do you know why? Because then Swerve's music hits. And Swerve comes out, he just chuckling, he goes, "Boys, it's 2024, and it quite frankly warms my heart to see you guys still doing your stick in that ring here in 2024. You said something important in your monologue there, where you said next month was 10 years of the New Day. That's a great accomplishment. Hell, I'm sure it'll be a great time over on Raw. Because let's make one thing perfectly clear. You only come to SmackDown if you win the World Heavyweight Championship from me, and you ain't winning that championship from me at all. I'm holding that championship for as long as I want to hold it. Now, Woods, look at you. Last week I stood to this ring and I told you face to face that you are relying too much on your friends. I abandoned friends. Friends were never my friends. They were just riding my coattails to get success. I kicked every single one under the curb. Now here you are, still, lingering around with the same people you hang around with 10 years ago. Is that enough to make you world champion? In any other situation, Woods, I'd say yes. But you're facing the one of one, the champion of this era. I don't even need to run down the list of names. I've run down the list of names I've beaten for this countless times. You don't hold a candle to any single one of them, Woods. So enjoy this little moment here tonight. Enjoy having your friends back around. Because you're going to be sticking alongside them when I send your ass packing back to Raw after SummerSlam. And Woods takes the mic and he goes, Swerve, I think you and I, we've said enough to each other. I know in my heart of hearts that I have what it takes to win that championship from you on Sunday night. So for now, I'm going to take my leave, the King's leave. And I'm going to prepare for the biggest fight of my life. Like you said, you've beaten people a lot bigger stars than me. John Cena, Drew McIntyre. I'm light work for you. But this is the biggest match of my career, of my life. If I can't win this, then quite frankly I don't deserve to be here. That's what it means to me, Swerve. So you have a happy Sunday, but I'll have a very happy SummerSlam. Then got backstage, all four Liberators, just walking down the hallway, preparing for SummerSlam, Tegan and Piper. They're sort of all like grilling Piper about, her fit of rage she had on Raw. Like, you don't get it, Becky, she's quite irritating recently, and she really got under my skin, Do I regret it? No. Do I regret that I have such an instinct inside me? Kinda. But you need that sort of fighting instinct to become champion here in WWE. And look, after SummerSlam, me and Tegan are still going to be tag team champions because of it. And Candice goes, yeah, we're all going to be still here champions after SummerSlam. I'm going to win that Liberty Championship. Dakota, she's going to retain hers, and you're going to retain yours. And she goes, yeah, we've got someone we need to be. And Tegan and Piper walk off. So it's just Candice and Dakota, just like lingering down the hallway. Candice goes, hey, you're good? You're prepared for SummerSlam tomorrow night, main event? She's sort of like off, staring off in the distance. So she's like, yeah. Candice goes, you're not listening to me, I can tell. And then she sort of like looks where Dakota's eyes are looking, and then Candice just rolls her eyes and goes, what are you thinking? And we sort of pan across, and it is the Queendom locker room. And she just goes, Candice, I think Tegan and Piper, they need your help more than I do. You go prepare them. I'll see you tomorrow night. And Candice sort of like just looks back at the locker room, looks back at her, and goes, no. I don't know what you're planning, but it can't be good. She goes, relax it, I'll be quick. And then Candice does walk off, and we just leave Dakota. She walks up to the Queendom locker room door, and she knocks on the door. She goes, come on, Io, pick up. And then the door opens, but it's not Io, but it's Cammy. And she sneers, and she goes, can I help you? She goes, well, I was hoping, that your queen was preparing for another last-minute face-to-face before SummerSlam, but I guess you'll do. Cammy goes, what do you want before I get everybody in there to beat your ass? He goes, listen, look, last week was quite a tense situation. All that time when I was scheming to take Queendom down. I don't even know if Io was really the target of my wrath. I think it was just more so Queendom as an entire entity. I think deep down there's still a sick part of me, but I don't want to admit it, that respects Io for all the wars we've had over the years. The war we had at WrestleMania and the war we're going to have tomorrow night at SummerSlam. So why don't you just, come clean? And Cammy goes, what are you talking about? Just come on. Look at me, Cammy. I've been in your position. I've been in that locker room knowing that I want to break out. I've been in that locker room knowing what I'm planning isn't good for Rio. You and I'm seeing a lot of the same symptoms in here. Why don't you just tell Io, kick her to the curb right now if you don't want to keep her around? Cammy goes, First of all, how dare you come and knock on our locker room the day before SummerSlam? We've got big championship matches tomorrow night. And now you're coming up here trying to, drill more of these trademark Dakota Kai mind games. Second of all, what do you mean? I want to kick Io. Io is going to be the Women's World Champion after tomorrow night. Okay? Because she can beat you. She's better than you. And I don't know what sort of game you think you're going to playing, but, as they say, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So, you can keep these little mind games and all these plans of planting seeds in the Queendom to try and tear us apart from the inside like you did before, because it's not going to work. Things in Queendom have never been better. And that tells me a whole lot more about you than anything else, because you know that, and that's why you're trying to get in our heads. And Dakota goes, whatever, think that. Bye, Dakota. Slams the door in her face. And then get a quick backstage segment. The Cyclone are warming up when Angel Garza and Zelina Vega walk up. And she goes, hey, boys, I see you're prepared for this match tonight. And Ricochet goes, yeah, what's happening exactly? She goes, well, last week we were both victims of an attack by the hands of those Revolution boys. And they actually took out Andrade, okay? Andrade's not going to be around here for 6 months now because of the attack at the hands of the Revolution last week. So, there's 3 of them and there's now 3 of us. I figured we'd have a little 6-man tag team match. I had to get back for what they did to us. Bronson Reed goes, yeah, I'm always down for a fight. Good idea, Zelina. Let's go kick their ass. So yeah, 6-man tag. Garza, Bronson Reed, and Ricochet against the Revolution. Gets an 86. Banger. But yes, the Revolution are I guess, somewhat cohesive unit. And these 3 are not. So the Revolution do pick up the win. Buster Gates pinning Angel Garza with a Rochambeau in 14:31. 61 for Rufus, 85 for Nebo, 88 for Buster, 93 for Bronson Reed, 94 for Ricochet, and 88 for Angel Garza. Fuck me, those are some good ratings. Rufus Hamilton needs to step up his game. He's the weak link here right now. But yes, the Revolution, now led by, I guess, Buster Gates, picking up the win here tonight. Just a quick Jacob Fatu video. Last week he destroyed The Miz. He beat him in singles matches. The Samoan Werewolf doing Samoan Werewolf things. And he's going to be a force on SmackDown in the coming months, definitely. We then cut back to Daniel Bryan's dojo. And he's drilling all the boys. He goes, okay, boys. 5 championship titles sit on that chair over there, and after SummerSlam I want 5 to still be remaining. Because we are the Dragon's Dojo, and we don't take no for an answer. Back at WrestleMania, you 2 and our old mentor got taken to school by LA Extreme. Now we've strengthened. We've got Gresham in, we've kicked the other guy out. Now, I want you 3 to keep a hold of those Cruiserweight Trios Championships against LA Extreme. And then as for us, Pete, we've got Randy Orton and Ilya Dragunov, 2 men that I've beaten already in the past I can beat again. Because they seem to think that they're on top of the world right now. But we're better at everything than they are. Dragunov thinks he's some sort of mad dragon, thinks he's some tough guy, strong style artist, but we're gonna beat Ilya Dragunov at European strong style. And Randy Orton, he thinks he's the perfect wrestler. Well, we're gonna beat Randy Orton at catch. And then Mars Bourne says what he goes, I've got it, okay. I've got it. And he goes walking out and he goes, What's he got? Oni? He went, I don't know, he didn't say anything to me. Then come back to the ring. The TV time set has been set up. Chris Jericho and the Learning Tree come out. He goes, hi guys. So, with SummerSlam just right around the corner, the biggest event of the summer, I figured, what better way to hype up that show than to get the Learning Tree some TV time? So here I stand tonight, the host of TV time with the Learning Tree, Chris Jericho. And my guest is actually a prize student at my rival university, Andre Chase University, Mr. Duke Hudson. Now, before I bring Duke out here, I think I've got to give his little story. You see, Duke's friends from Australia, Kylan and Brad, they've told me all about Duke. I know all about Duke's story. He's a sad little case. It's sad to see this sort of thing happen to a man. And I guess that's why he feels so loyal to Chase U. But Duke, come on out here and tell the world your story. Duke comes up with the rest of Chase U. And then Chris Jericho goes, Duke, so, I heard that. And he goes, shut up, Chris. First of all, yes, I understand me and Kylan and Brad, we do go a long way back. Australia is a very small wrestling scene. So, if you break out over there, the chances are you will know each other. And what I did over in Australia is well known amongst those people of that country. And it is still a burden that I must pay to this day. And that's why I decided to sign up for Andre Chase University, because I knew they had a good history of steering people straight. So you can try and send as many pot shots as you want, Chris. They're not going to work, because I know I'm not perfect. But neither are you, and neither is your crappy little learning tree, which Andre Chase, Mr. Chase, is going to cut down at SummerSlam. Andre goes, Chris, if my university is so crappy, then, why'd you want it so badly? Chris goes, oh, nothing, I don't like messing around and having to deal with competitors, okay? No matter how minuscule and pissant they may be, I'm Chris Jericho, I'm the learning tree, I teach, I don't get taught. Now, you're the one who should be worrying, Andre Chase, because, as we just mentioned, Mr. Duke Hudson here, he's a very naughty boy, but he's far from the only naughty person in Andre Chase University. And he goes, well, yeah, we don't all have a perfect attendance, but I guess that's something we can work on. Chris goes, no. Have you ever considered, Mr. Chase, that you might be bad at teaching your students? That maybe some students feel they aren't getting represented and treated well. They might want to, switch schools. And he's like, what do you mean, Chris? Because I mean... never mind. I'm taking up too much TV time. So, that'll be me for tonight. But I'll see you at SummerSlam, or I'll take Mr. Chase's University right from his cold, dead hands. Thanks, guys. Bye, guys. Oh, and by the way, before I go, feel free to have your girls stay behind and watch the upcoming match when my girls, Kaya and Zeta, show you what real women's tag team wrestling looks like. Oh, I forgot about the fucking penalty dings. So, I knew I was forgetting something. When I booked the match, I went through developmental. I was like, these two randomly have good psychology, so let's use them as the local talents. Forgetting that these two aren't over. So yeah, the match gets an 11. But in my defense, Kaya and Zeta do score higher. Oh no, Zeta scores higher. Catherine Patterson, which is this one with the face mask on, scores higher than Kaya Sane. But oh well, they do pick up the win. That's better than nothing. Zeta still pinning Annie Jones in 4:48. Standard learning tree segment. We move. Then cut backstage to Adam Pearce. And he's got Johnny Gargano in his office. He says, you have impressed in recent weeks trying for that United States Championship, but don't worry, Johnny, the future of SmackDown is in good hands with me and Nick, and I'm sure, after SummerSlam, you can get some more of those opportunities that you're so desperate for. When Grayson Waller and Elias storm into the office. And they just slam down on the desk and go, what are you going to do about that? And he goes, good afternoon to you too, Grayson, and happy SmackDown. How can I help you? He goes, how can you help me, lad? Last week, me and my beautiful, sexy girlfriend here, we took the week off because we were going to go travel to this luscious water park in Orlando we heard so much about. But, who do I see rock up? Bald-ass Baron Corbin. Beats me up all around the face, ruins my vacation. So, I actually think you owe me another one. And Pierce goes, well, first of all, you two skipped out on where you needed to be, which was here for work and SmackDown. So, in my book, what Baron Corbin did to you was perfectly justified. But he cannot put his hands on me in a public setting like that, Pierce. I don't care whether I was supposed to be here or not. I wasn't, and he can't. That's not good. So what are you going to do to make up for it? And Gargano just sort of laughs and goes, well, if you still need that big break, I hear Chuck E. Cheese is exciting this time of year. He goes, shut up, Johnny. No one even wants you here. No one even likes you. And he walks off. Royal Dynasty promo. Charlotte, she's speaking, Ariana and Ava in the background. She says, what I've had to do to try and combat this fake queendom that thinks they own my show. Okay, listen, let's rewind a little bit around here. 2015, I make my way up to WWE, and I was doing so as the hand-picked, silver-spooned, second-generation star, Charlotte Flair. But somewhere along the line, I evolved beyond that. I stepped out of that father's shadow, and I became the queen we all know and love today. But now, our queendom is under threat. My queendom is under threat by another group of pretenders who call themselves queens. Who anointed these people queens is anyone's guess, but they're sure as hell rocking up here thinking they own the place. I'd heard so much about them when I was over on Raw, and I thought, hey, if I ever end up on SmackDown, I need to put these women in their place. And that chance finally shows itself at SummerSlam when me, Ariana, and Ava prove once and for all that we are the royal trio here on SmackDown. We rule this women's division. It is our queendom. And you are not invited. We then cut to Gorilla. Kayla stood there awkwardly in fake-ass wrestling gear when Omasa Notice walked up to her. And it was like, you prepared? She goes, I'm not a wrestler. So no, I'm not. And he goes, well, we'll teach you the ropes. Okay, let's go. And then Kayla Braxton has to walk up for her apparently sanctioned match with Tonya Breeze. Then Tonya makes her entrance. She goes, oh, look who decided to show up, I've got to commend you, Kayla, here. I thought that you would be a coward and you'd duck me because you're not actually a wrestler, but I'm so glad you chose to actually show up and take this beating that you deserve because you know you deserve it. Okay, just like my boys are going to beat your two big boys at SummerSlam. Now, if you do excuse us, we've got a match to attend to. Please ring the bell. And then Nick Aldis just walks out and goes, yeah, no. This isn't happening. Kayla is not a wrestler. I don't care if you've got issues with her, Tonya. This match is not happening tonight. Or ever. She goes, well, I've been preparing all week for a match. And I'm dressed in my gear. You're going to take that opportunity away from me? And Nick Aldis goes, no, we'll find you a suitable replacement opponent right now. Your first woman to make her way out here. And Fallon Henley's music hits. But she's got a mic, and she's like, thank you, Nick, for opening this opportunity up for anybody in the back who actually wants an opportunity here on SmackDown. Because, I'm not sure if you know this, Nick, there's a whole lot of us back there that actually would love this opportunity, but we can't get it, because you're giving it to interviewers. It's a joke. I'm a WWE Hall of Famer stood to my left, and I still don't even get a look in on this show most weeks. Ember Moon, congratulations, you woke me up last week. So now you're going to see what I can really do when I'm motivated and ready to kick some ass. And Tonya, yeehaw, bitch. And then, Fallon Henley does quickly make quick work of Tonya Breeze, picking up a win. Nice little win for her in 4 minutes and 30 by pinfall. 35 for Tonya Breeze, 57 for Fallon Henley. Yeah. So obviously Kayla Braxton wasn't going to wrestle, but I was challenged to put her in a storyline. I can't really do that without even teasing a match, so there we go. Speaking of women looking for opportunities, we see Kairi backstage when Ember Moon walks up to her this time. She goes, hey, Kairi. And Kairi sort of looks up at her. She goes, look, don't look at me like that. I'm just here for a chat. She goes, when we first came here together in NXT, we were the same class. Me and you were fighting it out for that women's championship. It was some of the best times of my career here in WWE before I left. And I've been watching you since I came back, and you're really not having a nice run of things here on SmackDown right now, are you? Now, I don't know if you saw Evolution, or I don't know if you saw me and Fallon, but I've kind of got a knack for bringing the best out of people. So, tonight I'd love to run a match back with my old friend and really get your head back in the game, but also while proving that I'm still on top of mine. That's if you're willing to go. And Kaiser goes, I'm willing to go, see you tonight. The Revolution are backstage. Buster's on cloud 9 after his win. He's celebrating, he's drinking. He goes, oh, you see that out there, boys? Did you see that? What haven't we seen in about 8 months since the world famous Buster Gates has been away? We haven't heard Alicia on the microphone out there say, here are your winners, the Revolution. Because you've never been winners. Now, we tried this your way. It didn't quite work out for any of us. Now, we try it my way. And lo and behold, first week we try it my way, we win. So, I know how we get the Revolution back on track. And it's not by being this trio and having you two be this tag team that just keeps losing and losing and losing. It's about me leading you to success. If you want to be world famous or at least, D-level, you'll listen to what I've got to say and you take my advice. Because I can kick your ass back to the curb and back to irrelevancy as soon as I can say, Buster. And then Nebo and Rufus sort of slowly nod their head at him. I guess listening in, because as much as he may be a dickhead, he does make some good points. They were losing before he was around. We then see Miles Bourne return to the Dragon's Dojo. He goes, Brian, I did it. He goes, what did you do? Where did you even go? We were all worried about you. We tried screaming your name, but it's like you couldn't hear us. He goes, I was round the way on Pierce. I did what you said. Brian says, what did I say? He says, you said, we're going to beat Randy Orton in a match. So I booked a match with Randy Orton up next. And Brian's like, I mean, we are, but I never said that. He goes, you did. When we were in here meeting up earlier on about SummerSlam. Brian sort of rethinks his thought. He goes, no, catch. I said we'd beat Randy Orton at catch. Like catch style wrestling. Not a match. He goes, oh. Or should I cancel the match? Or then Randy Orton's theme hits. We can hear it playing in the background of the segment. Because he's making his way out of the ring to the match. And Brian just sighs and goes, no, Miles. It sounds like you're needed out there in the ring right now. And he goes, great. I'll beat him for you, though. Match gets a 70. Randy Orton does defeat Miles Bourne with an RKO in 10:32. 52 for Miles, 75 for Randy. I couldn't let this feud go on without doing the singles match. I might have already done it, but I'm doing it again even if I did. But yeah, Randy Orton does defeat Miles Bourne. So that's giving him the upper hand, heading into him and Ilya Dragunov's tag team championship match against Daniel Bryan and Pete Dunne at SummerSlam. Get a quick video package. It's the history of Neville and Sami Zayn. Back from NXT, Neville was the top guy. Him and Sami were friends for a little bit there before, the championship got in the middle of the two. And Neville was even turned a little bit of a heel before the end of it. Win or you lose and you leave NXT. And then that match at our Evolution, Sami Zayn kicking Neville in the head, winning his first championship here in WWE. And then fast forward all the way to now, we're at Money in the Bank. Everyone was like, oh, we wondered where they crossed paths yet again. And that place was Montreal at Money in the Bank, where Sami Zayn lost to Neville in front of his hometown for that US title. But now he's reinvigorated after a chat from Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens, beat some sense into him, for lack of a better term. And now Sami has one more chance to claim that championship he's not yet held. Against the man, the very same man he beat to capture his first championship in WWE, he could beat to win his latest at SummerSlam. Lindsay Kayla, she's back in normal clothes, out of her crappy wrestling gear. Because, hey, you know, Kayla Braxton here, back doing my normal job rather than a job I was forced into that I'd have no business doing. Anyway, my guest at this time, Queendom. And Queendom walking into frame. And Kayla goes, Cammy, we are just 24 hours away from Io Sky's big championship match at SummerSlam, plus, you know, Queendom's match with the Royal Dynasty on that show. And a lot of people are wondering, you know, Queendom, they gonna leave victorious tomorrow night? I go, what sort of stupid question is that? Like, you've got all this expertise in journalism, and that's what you ask me. Yes, Queendom are going to win tomorrow night. Yes, my queen is going to leave SummerSlam as the Women's World Champion. But I can't help but feel it's even more sweet than last time Io became champion. Because with this time, we're taking it away from that snake, that rat, Dakota Kai. Because Dakota thinks she's so smart. But she must realize that she's not. Well, she may be, but I'm smarter than she is. And that every single step I've taken on my journey, apart from a couple of minor mishaps, has been going on exactly as I planned. And that's going to continue to SummerSlam and beyond. Because Queendom is going to be even better than it is right now. When we take the Royal Dynasty down, prove that we own this land. And when my queen is the Women's World Champion, then you'll truly see greatness. Not what we were doing when Dakota Kai was trying to rip us apart. 8-8 match. I'll take that. Ember still needs, you know, get a little bit of popularity out before she's on, like, that level with Kyrie. She's performing well above her pop. I think she's got like 60. So yeah, 71 is still a really good score for her. But yeah, she needs to get her little pop boosted up. And a win over Kyrie will do just that. But she does win, of course, in 17:37 with a top rope stunner. 71 for Ember Moon, 8-8 for Kairi Sane. Another defeat for Kyrie. She can't get it done for some reason. You know, something must be going on in that head of hers. Which then spills over into the post-match. After the match, Ember Moon goes to shake Kyrie's hand. And Kyrie sort of just leaves her hanging. She doesn't reject it like outright and like slap her hand away. She just sort of like just ponders about it before leaving. Obviously frustrated with yet another defeat. But yeah, Ember Moon is victorious here tonight over Kairi Sane. Then Adam Pearce catches up with Baron Corbin. He goes, listen, you're never going to believe what he said. And what? He thinks that we're at fault. He thinks that you're the problem last week by going onto public property and attacking him, even though he took the day off work that he was scheduled for. Goes, yeah, that sounds like something he'd say. Goes, well, anyway, unfortunately I have to fine you. You know, I'm an unbiased general manager. As much as I may love it that you beat up Grayson Waller, I can't let you do that without consequence. But have fun in the future, Baron. He goes, oh, I will. You know, next time Grayson Waller don't feel like showing up to work, you just let me know. Pierce goes, well, you know, Johnny did say something about Chuck E. Cheese. And then he walks off. Hype video for our main event. A kind of a shorter SmackDown tonight. You know, most of the build on the SmackDown side has been done for a while for SummerSlam. So our main event is the 2 out of 3 falls match. Angelo Dawkins, Carmelo Hayes, you know, neither man managed to get on SummerSlam. So I thought I'd run this as the main event on the Go Home show. Yeah, let's see how they do. I'm very interested in this score, actually. 79. Whatever, sure. It says 2 straight falls. I should have set that to be, you know, 2-1. But obviously it is 2-1 because I'm not going to just have someone sweep in a 2 out of 3 falls match. But it is Carmelo Hayes who does put the exclamation point on this rivalry. He beats Angelo Dawkins with the nothing but net in 1902. And yeah. 74 for Angelo Dawkins, 87 for Carmelo Hayes. So he stands tall with a victory to end SmackDown. At least from an in-ring perspective, because we do have a quick little post-credit scene that I want to show. We cut backstage to the parking lot. You know, the Queen of Bus is there. We see Cammy. We see Yoko and Saya and Julia get on the bus. And Utami. And then Cammy and Io sort of like help putting the bags in the back of the trunk. She goes, I'm just going to, you know, get everything set up. I'll see you on the bus. And then Cammy leaves. When Dakota Kai approaches Io in the parking lot, she sort of like, and Io turns around and they get a little brief face-to-face. And Dakota goes, so I spoke to Candice. I spoke to Tegan. Piper. It's all me. It's all me, baby girl. SummerSlam. Women's World Championship main event. Now I need you to realize the ball is now in your court. I know what I'd do if I was in your situation, but you've got two options, Io. You either come out with Cammy and the rest of Queendom and try and cheat your way back to the championship and do so like a coward, or you can prove that you're not a coward. You can prove that you belong on my level. You can face me one-on-one by yourself. No Cammy, no other members of Queendom. And we'll find out who's better. You haven't got to make your choice now. But you're damn right I'll see you tomorrow night. And she walks off, and Io sort of like does like linger around for a couple of seconds after Dakota's finished talking. She does sort of like walk away from the bar slide to go get a clear head. And then when the camera pans it back across and the front door of the Queendom bus opens and Utami sort of like curls her head around the corner. And that's the parting shot for SummerSlam. 79, sure, I'll take that considering the main event was a mid-card match. But I wanted to give them the spot, you know. Let them see how they do. And, well, they did alright. They didn't do exceptional, but they did alright. But yeah, I'm as more looking forward to the show. Kind of a little bit of an uneventful SmackDown, because it is mainly, all the main builds to SummerSlam is done on this side. I just had like one or two more segments I wanted to do to wrap everything up. But yeah, moving on to what will probably also be a rather quick and easy show this week, that being Velocity. Velocity kicks off with an 83 rated match. I'm glad this did really well because, you know, I thought this match would be fucking sick in real life, so I booked it, and it did really well, especially considering Oni's waiting, you know. But yeah, it's a wild brawl, sort of, you know, like, stiff, you know, fucking slugfest between Oni, Lorcan, and Roosh. And it is Roosh who picks up the win. He beats Oni in 13:07 with a La Lanza. They went out to try and steal the show, and they kind of did. So, you know, good on them. 87 for Roosh, 67 for Oni. It would also be announced, by the way, that the next WWE Speed tournament to crown the first challenger for Javon Evans' belt will to start next week on Velocity. So yeah, you've got that to look forward to. But tonight we've just got three big, like, actual long cruiserweight matches. The first being this one. We then cut backstage and Cedric Alexander comes up to Death from Above. He goes, hey, you know, boys, girl. And she goes, what do you want? He goes, I just came to talk to, you know, your boy Metal League here. You know, Metal League, he and I share a bit of a bond. Lindsay too, you know, I'm not familiar with this guy. Talking to Pistolero. He goes, but I'm sure he can get the smoke when he wants it, but, you know, me and him, we're the OGs around here right now. There's very, very few of us left. You know, we're hanging on by a thread. But I am the classic. And if he wants to stand by my side, it's good to have, you know, someone from that era still around here that's not just me. And Metal goes, I would never, you know, I've got my friends, you know, shove it. And Cedric's like, fine. If you don't want to be by my side, I guess you're an op. See you tonight. So our main event, you know, Shades of 205 Live. Grand Metal League and Cedric Alexander. 67 rating. Hideo Itami has his next match against Evan Bourne, and he wins with a knockout, basically. I don't know if it would actually be a GTS, because, you know, obvious reasons, but some sort of stiff strike or like knee to the face catches Evan Bourne off guard and just knocks him out and the match ends. Yeah, big win for Hideo Itami. He gets a 62 or 61 for Evan Bourne. And after the match, Sho Funaki gets into the ring and he like interviews Hideo. He goes, what's next for you after that impressive victory? And Hideo goes, I should have been at the top a long time ago. I'm making up for lost time. And he slams the mic down and leaves. You know, very simple motivation. He's bitter. Because he came into that crop with, you know, Sami Zayn and Finn Balor and Kevin Owens and all those people. Actually, no, Sami wasn't in it because Sami was already signed. It was Kevin... No. Though it was him, Kevin Owens and Finn, but then Sami and Neville, they had like this little five I remember that specifically from that era of NXT. And then, injuries fucked Hideo over. But he's back for another run now, and he's looking to make up for that lost time. Very simple character motivation. A 78-rated main event. Cedric Alexander, just days before his championship opportunity against Axiom for the Cruiserweight Championship at SummerSlam, does pick up the win over Grand Metalik in 16:45 with a lumbar check. He gets an 82, a 72 for Grand Metalik, and yeah, nice little main event to end a very quick and simple Velocity show, which gets us a 76. That's pretty good, and yeah, we made it. It feels like ages because SummerSlam was that's why it feels so long to me personally, because real life SummerSlam was on August the 5th or the 4th, whatever day it was. So it feels like it's been longer than it has, because my SummerSlam is on the 17th and 18th. But yeah, SummerSlam, the next 2 episodes, 24 and 25, I believe. Stacked shows, match cards going up tomorrow. And yeah, it's the second biggest event of the year, the biggest episode of TEW 2020 so far. God knows how I'm going to try and edit that together without getting copyright strike, but I will try. And hopefully, I'll see you then. What? Huh?